Stu and Dave Do America presents a series of unfortunate events.
Yo, I'm driving, and a f***ing hawk hits my car. As it hits my car, and it drops this f***ing chipmunk in my car. What the f***?
I mean, it's a pretty reasonable reaction to that situation.
I think it is. I think the first thing you want to do is grab your phone and record everything just in case you can have two incidents that day. But at least he's got a new chipmunk friend. He can teach it to sing.
Very, very true. Very true. Make some money off of that. Like the guy, Alvin's boss there, who basically, Dave exploited those chipmunks, dragged them around the country, had them singing and everything. He was seen to be the victim in that. I think that's the wrong way to look at that whole story.
No, I think he just trafficked chipmunks and forced them to sing. It was really pretty evil of him.
Yeah. I will say, too.
And this guy just killed a hawk and stole his lunch. I got to say, birds shouldn't be hitting your car. As a guy who has hit many birds, they do tend to airstrike my cars, and I don't know if it's a curse. He should see if he's been cursed. But I have hit a lot, and I not hit them. They run into me, for real. Especially in Texas in the summer. I don't know if they get hot, but I have had to screw my bumper back on with a drill. I don't even want a new car because I keep getting hit by birds. I'm not kidding.
What does this have to do with you screwing on your bumper?
I've hit birds so hard it's ripped part of my bumper off.
What?
Because I've hit multiple at once. I'm not kidding.
You hit multiple birds at the same time?
Yes, I hit a deer in December with a different car, and then while that was in the shop, a basketball net fell on the car I was driving. I feel like there's a curse. I don't like it, and this guy should look into it because I've hit many birds, and I don't want to. I like animals, but they are flying into my car as if the gypsy from Thinner has put a curse on it.
So that's quite the reference there, the gypsy from Thinner. I will say, speaking of movie, I feel like there's probably a collection of birds somewhere that gather around on a Friday night to watch the new release of the horror film, and you're the star. Like I feel like you're the Freddy Krueger to the bird community.
I might be.
Yeah.
I've considered walking around the car. I have sage to light while saying a group of Christian prayers that I've downloaded that bless the car.
Really? This is
yeah.
I see. I learn things about you all the time, Dave. Did not know. Now
I should also point out I've been hit by a truck tire. A truck tire just fell off of a truck, smashed into my bumper when I was driving to Austin.
I had
to pull over and use tape, and then later drill it back on.
This is just a plot to like Final Destination. Like there's obviously like you're supposed to die, and over again, the universe is trying to kill you, and you keep somehow sneaking out of it. That's the only explanation for your life.
I guess that's true. I think the problem is like I don't mind if it happens that way. So that's
fast.
The universe's little prank is they keep showing me ways it could happen, but making me live in this never-ending garbage world.
Well, I'm happy to be part of your garbage world, Dave.
You're good. It's not you.
It's not me. It's not my fault.
My choices.
It's me. It's not you. It's me and the birds who are running into me. It's not you. We promise. We want to get into. We have a bunch of stuff we get into. We have it's summer, as you may know. There's a lot of vacation time going on right now. A lot of people are out of town. We're going to be out of town. I'm out of town next week. So I wanted to look ahead and kind of look at the summer movie season is here. There's one big movie that is on the tip of everyone's tongue. It's the Odyssey, and it's been very controversial. So I don't know. I've heard some good things about it. I've heard some bad things about it. Let's do the Odyssey's sinking ship. Welcome to Stu and Dave Do America. I'm Stu Burguiere along with Dave Landau.
Hello, and we meet again, and ahoy.
Yeah, thank you. Very, very important to get that in. By the way, no matter where you are in the United States of America, if you leave your home right now, you can still make it to Huntsville, Alabama, where Dave will be this weekend. You can get tickets at davelandau.com. You're actually all over the place here in the coming months, as usual. I mean, you're always all over the place. Where are you going to be?
Levity Live. You can come on out. That's July 10 and 11. And then you know what? Springfield, Missouri next weekend, July 17, 18, Springfield Comedy Club. And of course, I want to let you guys know August 26th, Honolulu at Blue Note. So come out to those shows, people.
Yes.
What about you? What you got going on?
Well, I have Predictable Show. We got a new show coming up a little bit later on today, going through some more of our Predictable Constitution. What are the rules of trading prediction markets? And, a bunch of the news of the day as well we'll get into as well. Check it out, predictableshow.com, and blazetv.com/Stu and Dave is where we would love you to go to sign up to this wonderful network. Has a lot of great hosts, a lot of great shows, a lot of great stuff. I think you'll appreciate it. I'll get $20 off with the code Stu and Dave. And you can take that $20, you can go to the Odyssey, which probably at these days won't pay for a full ticket. You'll probably have to get more than $20 to pay for one ticket at the movie theater. But the Odyssey is coming out July 17th is the date. This is, of course, a Christopher Nolan movie. Anytime he does anything, it's kind of a big deal. The Odyssey, first reactions, staggering. Nolan's biggest film to date, says The Hollywood Reporter. And that I have heard, at least from mainstream critics, really positive reviews of this so far. I mean, a lot of conservatives are pointing out some of the stuff I want to get to in a minute, but it does seem like anytime Christopher Nolan does anything, the reviews are in and wonderful.
Yes. That's very true. But I don't know. Christopher Nolan went from making a more realistic Batman, which is something that I really enjoyed, especially the first Batman Begins, to now making a movie about Greece starring black people.
There's a huge African-American population in ancient Greece. People don't realize
so
that.
There's that.
Historically. I will say, by the way, I didn't know there was that's by far my favorite Batman, Batman Begins. I think I feel like everyone loves the Heath Ledger one later on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought Batman Begins was great. That was a really good movie.
I think it's the superior film.
That's interesting. I never heard anyone else with that opinion. So apparently it's basically you and me. But everyone else seems to love the Heath Ledger one, which, had its moments. But I feel like Batman Begins was actually better.
But why was Two-Face in it? Like, why the last half an hour of the movie didn't need to exist? Now, if you take that out of it, it's fine. And then if Bane didn't sound like that the entire movie, and I do love Tom Hardy, I would like that more as well, but why is Catwoman in it?
Yeah, I don't know. And I will say, look, a lot of the Christopher Nolan stuff is pretty good. Okay? I'm not a Christopher Nolan hater. But I will say, we went through a real tragedy in this country. Okay? People were dying. We had a virus, Dave, being passed absolutely innocently from China in a totally normal outbreak at a fish hut or something. People were just
a wet market.
A wet market.
A wet market where they sell monkeys to eat.
That's all it was. That's not racist to say. Saying that their scientists had a slip up, that's the racist thing. But we went through COVID, and I went to we actually, it's still up on YouTube probably somewhere, where Pat Gray and I went to a movie theater during the outbreak of COVID, when the first day they opened up, and we were literally the only two people in the entire, not the theater, the entire complex, the multiplex. There was no other human being other than people that worked there. And we sat, on the opposite sides of the theater, because it was all our theater, and we watched a absolutely terrible Vin Diesel movie. Which was the best thing out.
As opposed to a great Vin Diesel movie.
There's so many of them.
That's a sentence you hear a lot.
It's the only miss he's had in his career. I can't remember the name of it, but it was very bad. We watched that whole thing. And then that same theater wound up closing down again. There was, all the theaters remained closed for a long time. They couldn't get anybody to come. And then there was this moment in that summer where we're like, you know what? We're giving it a shot. we're going to release another movie, because there's nothing to be seen. The Vin Diesel movie had come out before COVID even kicked in. So like they were just re-showing the crappy movies that came out in February of that year. And then they were like, okay, we're going to give it a shot. We want people to come back to the theaters. Big Christopher Nolan movie. Here it comes. It's Tenet. And I was like, I'm in. I don't care what it is. I'm in. I'm going to go see this Tenet. It looks kind of weird, but I'm going to love it. Yeah, they're walking backwards a bunch, and that seems to be the only thing that they pulled off in this movie. But I'm going. I'm all in. And it was terrible. I will always have visceral anger at Christopher Nolan for that experience.
I can see that. I went to a few theaters during COVID. It's not important. Black Horse, Dark Horse Theater in the gay district. It's for some reason, if you knew the right way to knock, they'd let you in to watch movies. It's not important.
No.
But I love Memento. I like a lot of his work. I think he's a good director. I think the bigger the budget, it's not the better movie with him.
Yeah.
And when you look at some of the stuff he's made, I understand that people like Inception. I do not understand Inception. I didn't understand it when I saw it. I didn't understand it the third time I saw it. And so many people want to tell me it's great. And I'm like, it's really not, though. It's just like, oh, look, now they're skiing. It's just, that's it. I don't enjoy it. It's way too complicated. And I do understand what's happening in it. I should point that out. It's just why do I have to watch it for 2.5 hours? And they're way too long. Whenever he has a big budget, they're way, way too long.
Yes, and that seems to be the case with this one as well. But you're right about that. Like I do think understanding the movie is something that we should hold the director responsible for. Like I get that not everybody is going to get every single twist and turn of a complicated movie. But like I'd like to think that I get through a lot of them and I can understand what's going on. I'm the same way with Inception. I have no idea. And Tenet was even worse. It was even less understandable. It seems like the only thing they figured out was, what if we put things in slow motion backward and then made a movie out of it? That was the entire plot. They really never came up with anything. And even with, you're right, with the budget was huge. At least it seemed like it. They were pretty spectacular looking shots. But like, can you at least attempt to have something of a story that is understandable to human beings?
No, he took the movie Memento and made it a James Bond movie and recast it. That's all it was. And it was, I'm just not a fan. I don't know. And again, I think he's a very talented director. I just think he does more if you give him less.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's a good take. Christopher Nolan is facing growing backlash, apparently, over Odyssey casting, historical accuracy, and as screenings have been canceled. I will say, like, historical accuracy is sort of a weird thing. We point out, you go back in the day, maybe some of these people didn't exist in these civilizations, but this is a fictional story. I mean, it's a myth, right? So, I mean, do you need to be historically accurate in a myth?
Not really. I've thought about that too. I mean, it is idea that it is Greek mythology. I understand that, and that you want a lot of the people to be Greek, but at the same time, I don't really care.
Right, that's kind of where I am on it. Yes, that's the perfect explanation.
I'll make fun of it, but I also don't care.
Yeah,
like there's a few choices I don't know if I agree with. Like like for example, he put in rapper Travis Scott.
Yeah.
I believe, because he said it was because, that was the original oral poetry, because the unexamined life is not worth living, I think is the same thing as my longer than a Pringles box.
And actually, they don't come in boxes. They come in cans. So that's not even an historically accurate statement about Pringles.
Yeah, you gotta. It's not even. It's true. If you're gonna compare yourself to Pringles, at least know the shape of the box.
You don't want,
or else you sound foolish.
Yeah, you don't want your appendages to be in that shape of a box. That would be. I mean, that's just not what you want. Just physically, I feel like you should go to a physician immediately if that's what these things look like.
Yes, only one of the partners should have a box.
There you go. Thank you. Very nicely put, Dave. I will say
that's what I'm here for.
Yes, no, I know. Believe me, I know. I do think that there is that It's that idea of like, I feel like a lot of this is being pushed by the way, people I enjoy, friends that I like in the conservative movement who are smarter than me and talk about reading the classics all the time. And, and all that's true and right as a policy. But like, if I'm being honest, I don't actually really care. I don't really care about, the inaccuracy of something like this. But you do expect, I guess, when you're talking about one of the classics, to stick by the source material. I mean, you don't need to improve one of the classics.
No, and I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know if he's hurting it. It's just actors and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple hilarious choices I'm sure we'll get into.
Yes.
But I don't know if it's like, I don't read the classics. I don't read Greek mythology. I took one class on it and it was so boring. I don't care.
No, I really don't.
I didn't care then. I don't care to see this movie either, if I can point that out. It's the last. I don't want to see a 3-hour long Christopher Nolan Greek. Well, there's a couple reasons I might see it, but it's not for the reasons that I think it's going to be good.
Right. I mean, it will be. I wish I have seen it because I would like to be able to mock it because I know there are parts that you can mock. That being said, though, I will not be at theaters when this thing comes out. I think it's next week.
No.
The Odyssey actress said she would scold Homer over the lack of female speaking roles. This is Lupita Nyong'o. Here she is at the premiere looking absolutely lovely. Here's what she said. Her comments were about her scolding.
I'd be like, so Homer, how do you feel about the screen time given to these women, considering how little you spent with them?
Oh, that's
okay.
Spicy.
And then do you lean forward and look at him like that?
Yes, like, remember us?
Not a lot of screen time back in the day when he put this together.
Yeah, I was going to say, so during the ancient Greece, there was the need for more screen time. I don't know if I follow that. Of course, you're really going by Homer, though, I guess you probably would have cut her tongue out had she said that.
Right.
So
things have improved a little bit, Lupita.
Yeah, a little bit. Things are a little better.
Now she's playing Helen of Troy.
That's a fine arts degree from Yale, by the way.
Yeah, it sure is. In action, in front of our eyes. You know, again, this is one of those choices they're talking about. You know, she Helen of Troy, and typically not the way she's been portrayed throughout history and throughout even movies. Although I think one time there was an African-American Helen of Troy in some movie back maybe the 80s or something. But
there was an African-American female Jesus on Broadway, so I promise you that... yeah, there was.
Yeah, probably was. Now, I don't know.
Is this the lady whose face sailed all those ships?
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm. No, maybe they were trying to get away from her.
It's possible.
Could have been.
It's possible.
Could have been her attitude.
If she would just pipe down a little bit, I think the ships might come toward her. Elliot Page is in this movie as well. And when I say Elliot Page...
That's the reason.
Yeah, this is the one.
Sorry.
When I say Elliot Page, what I mean is Ellen Page, because that's actually who this is. But Ellen Page.
Correct.
Showing off... This is a real article. Shows off insane abs in shirtless boxing photos and video. I want to tell you a little behind the scenes, Dave, of this particular program today. We have a little text chain that goes on where in the morning we send stories around. We prep the show. We say, hey, we want to do this story. We want to do this angle. And I had a little side text going about this particular story because I refused to do the show today if we showed this video and did not blur it. I want to make sure. I don't know why, and I don't want to know. I don't want to think about why. All I know is I don't actually want to see the video we're about to show you. And they said, well, you have to show it. It's the story, right? Like, you know, Elliot Page is training in a boxing ring shirtless. You have to show that. And I said, you either blur it or I walk off the set. Those are basically the two directions I thought we could go today. So here you go, a blurred video of Elliot Page. I mean, we spent time on that.
Oh my God, I'd be more afraid to fight Zendaya.
I mean, Zendaya, I mean, she weighs like 84 pounds, and I think might weigh more than Ellen Page these days.
It's amazing that this woman became an actor and still has fake tits in Hollywood. It's really something.
It is amazing. It's consistent, I feel like. That's actually the one part that's really consistent. There are other parts of the story of Ellen and Elliot Page that are not quite that consistent. By the way, here's a photo of Elliot Page with apparently the abs we're supposed to be longing for. I find the whole thing to be revolting, frankly, and awful and sad.
That's not real, though. That's a suit they've put on.
I don't think it's a goose suit. No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's an actual. The abs are there, and yeah, I will say better abs than I have. I don't think I actually have any. I don't think they're that. They're. If I dig through enough fat, there might be one in there. I don't think there's multiple though.
No one has these. This isn't just for the movie. This is his body, as they say.
I guess. I mean, you seem pretty impressed. Do you want me to see if I can get you in contact with Elliot?
Yeah. I'd like to have sex with it. That's what I mean by that, because that doesn't at all look like a He-Man costume that somebody just put under skin. It seriously looks like the Batman costume that they just painted.
It kind of does.
That's not real. No one has those abs.
Well, and here's the thing.
Unless they're surgically put there. Are we sure that's not a costume?
I mean, I'm not sure, but I will say, like, this is part of a long-term process where, Ellen Page is trying to convince us that she's a he. And
sure.
Unlike a lot of the people I see walking around that are trans, like she's putting the work in, right? She's actually going out. She's doing the sit-ups. But
well, imagine if her parents taught her to box or defend herself instead of go into acting. She might still be wearing dresses.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right, because it's got to be. I don't know what caused this, frankly, and I don't know. I mean, obviously, a lot of people.
Oh, she had a handler that was responsible for drugging Kanye. Mac Miller, he was giving drugs to. There's a whole thing about it, where there's an absolute creep that was in charge of helping her.
I don't know that story. That would not surprise me, though. I've always thought it was the belief that she unintentionally made a pro-life movie and is just doing all this to have a long-term apology to the left-wingers that she knows. This is like her way of pushing back against Juno, which was, by the way, a great movie. Though I was reminded this morning of the movie Hard Candy. I don't know if you remember that movie.
I do remember Dave. Hard Candy. And
very
Hard
disturbing.
Candy and Juno are both good, but for very different reasons.
Yes.
But I do enjoy Hard Candy. He gets his comeuppance, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, God, that is... you want to talk about a tough watch. That is a tough watch. Although watching, Elliot Page in a suit is about as difficult. This is what he looks like now. I think... show the picture of the group, though, because... Look, I mean...
Yeah, it looks like a suit you would get for, a ring bearer.
Yes.
And you'd be like, it's fine. It's for one day, and if we keep it, you can grow into it.
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. A couple things I noticed. He looks like a kid. She looks like a kid that is, trying to wear a suit for the first time around all these adults. And also, it's like a huge suit on her. You'd think, if you're working that hard in the gym, you're going to have something that's a little more fitting. It's almost like a talking head suit.
Yeah, you.
Sorry, so stupid. That is what it just popped into my head, but that's kind of what she looks like.
It really is. Just comes out and just. It really is. It's like the concert. It's just the concert film.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would assume you'd be wearing something to show off your abs, not so much something that it looks like Paula Poundstone would wear to a dinner.
It's Paula Poundstone in Stop Making Sense. I like it. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so I don't know. I'm out on the movie. I don't have interest in it, honestly. It's 3 hours. I have a policy. I don't know. Have I ever discussed this policy with you, Dave? Where I basically don't want to watch anything that is set in a period before World War II. Like I basically everything before that I'm pretty much out on anyway. So I'm out on this one. I'm not interested in it at all.
You're not alone. I don't enjoy the Robin Hood movies. I don't mind Men in Tights because it's a comedy, but I don't like it. I don't care for any of it. I don't mind some westerns. Obviously, it does depend on when they're set, but. Yeah, I don't care. And it's like Game of Thrones that everybody argues with me about. Now, I understand there were no dragons and such or a time period for there to be, but there were knights.
Yeah.
And that entire time is so boring to me unless it's Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Right. Comedy's making fun of it I can deal with. But like it's funny. It's like, you get to that point and it's if you're going back that far, I don't know what it is. Like anything set before like the 1930s, I have no interest in whatsoever. And then as soon as you get into like us kicking Nazi asses in World War II, I'm all in on every single one of them, no matter how crappy they are. Like I watched that movie that came out with, I think it was Russell Crowe, Nuremberg. Did you see that by any chance, Dave? It came out.
I did.
Look, I watch every World War II movie that comes out about that. It is a movie about a court sequence and the behind the scenes with the guy from that USA show. What was the name of Mr. Robot in one of the roles?
Oh yeah, Mr. Robot. Yeah,
very strange. I didn't think he fit the role at all. I didn't think it was particularly interesting. At no point did I think it hit any standard of a great movie, and yet I still watched it because it was from that era. But if it was from 10 years earlier, I would have been totally out. I don't know what it is. It's like from there forward, I'm all in. From there behind, I'm out. I'm just out.
I'm the same way. You know what I didn't see with Russell Crowe in it?
What?
Robin Hood.
Right. Yes. No. Yeah. I did not see that. I don't care about it.
I don't care. And I remember when me and all my friends saw Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and everybody loved it. And I was like, that was the worst. And it's not, I understand that it's not technically bad. I understand it's kind of a good movie.
Right.
And you still have the dude I like from Die Hard in it. There's a lot of stuff to be positive about, but I don't care for it because I don't care for archery.
Yeah.
In those times.
Right.
If you're hunting a homeless guy with a bow in a modern movie,
Right. I think
for
that's
example, like Surviving the Game with Ice-T, I'm good with that. It's Gary Busey on a four-wheeler. Sure.
I'm pretty sure
But
that
I don't care about that.
Citizen Vigilante just came out. I think that scene is in.
I watched it.
Was it good?
No, it's not that it wasn't good, but it is just look. It's a just kill a bunch of Muslims fantasy. So if you're into that, it's very convoluted. Like there's a part where he's with a hooker and he notices there's black mold in the corner, and he's like, "We need to stop this." Is that something that could cause diseases? It's like, do you know what you're in right now? But I will admit he makes some very good points in the film. I mean, the movie is dedicated to those who have been assaulted and killed by illegal immigrants, but it is just a fantasy of killing a bunch of them. And it's I don't know. It's definitely I'm just glad somebody had the balls to make it, but the whole time I'm like, this is so wrong on so many levels. But I can also see it convincing a bunch of people to go, I think I could be a vigilante.
It's interesting. I think it's getting it's made a lot of noise. I have not seen it yet. I did see a scene from it. It didn't look like the greatest movie in the world. But I love how they're like Armie Hammer's in it. He's like, I look, everyone's saying I raped a bunch of people. I'll take this movie that kind of sounds conservative. And then even after this, he's like, I didn't know it would look like that. Yeah, sure, I shot 68,000 Muslims and immigrants in every scene, but I thought it was going to be more positive towards diversity. Like, dude, you're like everyone think you've already been out. The Me Too thing's over for you. You don't need to be making these excuses anymore.
He got a role, and the reason why it's big is because Elon Musk retweeted it. And yeah, you can't just go, I didn't realize it was going to be that. It's like you're killing a bunch of Muslims in a movie. There's no doubt he has a fatwa on his head just for making it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But at the same time, that's why I actually commend the people for making it, because I mean, it took balls to make. I'm just shocked that it exists.
Me too.
And it's hilarious that Germany wouldn't let you see it.
Yeah, I know, of all places. I think they've had a lot of films they've made over the years that maybe they shouldn't have. We'll get into that maybe a little bit later on. Okay, I want to tell you about just the typical story you'd think of when you think of Manhattan and the people trying to, I guess, build a building there. It's gone completely wrong and awry. We'll tell you about it next. One of the weird things about getting a better mattress is that you don't realize how many annoyances you've gotten used to until they disappear. Maybe it's waking up in the middle of the night. Maybe it's because you're too hot. Maybe it's the constant flipping the pillow over and over again to try to find the cool side or get comfortable. Maybe it's feeling stiff every day after you get out of bed in the morning and assuming that, that's just part of getting older. Well, that's what GhostBed is designed to fix. GhostBed, they've got cooling technology in it. It's built right into the mattress, so you're not paying extra just to stay comfortable. And if you're somebody who naturally sleeps hot, it's a huge deal, especially during the summer. GhostBed also gives you incredible support. You wake up feeling great every day, and GhostBed gives you 101 nights to try it. So you don't have to believe me, even though I have slept on the GhostBed for much more than 100 nights, and I love it. But if you want to try it out for yourself, 101 days, you can sleep on it all summer long. You can feel the difference for yourself. Check it out. Try it. See if you like it. I think you will. GhostBed is currently offering our audience an extra 10% off. Now, when you finance this, I think it's like $1 a day. Obviously, that's worth your sleep. If you can get good sleep out on a GhostBed, which I think you will, it's 100% worth that and more, honestly. Ghostbed.com/Stu and Dave. Use the promo code Stu and Dave. It's ghostbed.com/Stu and Dave. The promo code is Stu and Dave. Dave, we'll get to this building collapsing potentially here in a second, but we were going on in the break, and I'm kind of like fascinated by this whole. I have not seen it yet. The Citizen Vigilante movie we were just talking about, and part of the reason is I did see a scene. Someone had posted on X, like a lengthy, 5 to 8 minute scene where there was a lot of shooting of people, and I was watching it, and I had this thought, years ago when the Me Too thing kind of first started, which was, I'm surprised there's not, I'm always amazed at the way capitalism responds to things, right? And I'm surprised there isn't a company that said, look, we want to make movies, we want to make entertainment, we can't afford all these big stars that everyone can get in Hollywood. Why don't we just basically say, look, we'll ask you if you were guilty or not. If you say no, we're going to take every Me Too star and we're just going to put them in. They're all good actors. We'll put them in our movies, and all of a sudden we'll have a good cast that we couldn't possibly afford otherwise. And in a way, that's what happened here, where Armie Hammer's kind of a well-known guy, big actor. I got to say, though, watching this scene, he didn't appear to be doing a good job in this movie, is the nicest thing I could say about it. Is that accurate? Is he bad in the whole thing?
I don't even know if he's bad, because if he's known for the Lone Ranger, so it's tough to say if he was ever good.
Okay.
But he certainly comes off as a guy who hasn't acted in 4 years. And that's how it appears the whole movie. And I think you make a point. There is, if you just put out like Innocent Pictures or Me Too Studios and just put a group of these people together.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey it used to cost a lot of money to get him to be a villain. And now you get a villain, and he's really kind of a villain. And I bet you can get them for, pennies on the dollar.
Exactly. There's some real bargains to be. You really could, especially if you do the thing where you kind of just like hide who owns the studios. You like put it through like 7 layers of shell companies. So no one knows. The money's just flowing to you. Just like, wow, Kevin Spacey and Armie Hammer in another movie together? Wow, that's rad.
This is great.
Oh gosh. Every single one of them pops in. You just keep every one of them that got Me Too'd. Harvey Weinstein a little old to fund these things at this point. But you have that.
He's two behind bars and 2 guilty. What you need is people that were acquitted, or you're still on the fence about, where you go, I'm pretty sure he did it. Yeah,
Spacey's a good one though, right? Because he did go to court over all this stuff, and over and over again, he was not guilty. And at what point do we lean back and say, wait a minute, we have to trust the legal system of these countries. This is what's supposed to deal with these. He I don't know, maybe he was a creep. I don't know. He says he wasn't. But at the end of the day, you have a legal system to deal with these things, and I don't know. Is it the right outcome that Kevin Spacey never works again? I don't know.
I don't know either because there's been so many accusations thrown at him that it does kind of set the precedent of all it does is take an accusation to ruin somebody, which it does. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
I mean, in a little bit of he was actually there or a photo. I think Spacey is a little bit guilty since we've seen jokes made about him for almost 20 years, even in early episodes of The Family Guy. And even when he was on Bill Maher recently, he didn't say, I'm paraphrasing, but it was kind of like, if there's smoke, there's fire. And he kind of was like, well, I'm not saying there wasn't any smoke. So I think he did admit a bit to being a little creepy with adults. But again, I don't know. He comes off to me like he got lucky.
Yeah, well, I will say Armie Hammer came off to me like he was like an NBA star that retired 4 years ago and came out on the court and didn't stretch. That's what it seemed like. It's just like
he's that guy.
Yeah, it didn't seem like
that's
it worked.
exactly what it is, and that's why he's in a movie where it starts with a woman being killed with a ceremonial knife from a Muslim, and then just ends with him slaughtering. Now, look again. I'm not going to say that there weren't good points to be made here, but it's not exactly a perfect film. It's just the wet dream of anybody that lives near a mosque. Getting a little tired of the calls to prayer.
Well, I will say, look, if you're a gang rapist, I have no sympathy for. It doesn't matter what religion you are, right? Like you're a gang rapist. It is a movie. We do have a justice system. This isn't how things should really turn out, but it's a movie. It's a fantasy. It's a modern day Falling Down with Michael Douglas at some level. Except it wasn't breakfast; it was rape. That's a minor difference.
So when he does, you don't really feel bad about the people that he kills. He's not just willy nilly killing everybody,
right?
But they all have done something pretty atrocious. So you do cheer him on most of the movie,
right? All right, we gotta take.
He does do some speeches that you would not hear from a hero's mouth typically,
right?
That are directed directly at the religion of others.
But he was totally surprised how it came out when he watched it in context, though. That's the truth. Okay,
how do you say the words? I don't think the good ones came over here, and you're shocked how it turned out.
God. I might have to watch this just to experience it. All right, we gotta take a break.
You should.
We're back in a second. So Midtown Manhattan, in a sort of a commentary on the city itself under Zohran Mamdani, has a building that is basically in mid-collapse, slow mid-collapse. Midtown Manhattan buildings evacuated after columns found buckling at high-rise construction site. Now, this used to be a corporate headquarters for Pfizer, apparently. And
weird.
Yeah. And they were building, it looked to me like they were just building they decided, hey, let's build a building on top of this building. They were converting it into, I guess, like luxury apartments or something. And then they went in and you could see the support beams, Dave, just like bent in half. Like this is not how this is supposed to work.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, I think, to build. I don't know a lot about building, but I do know the beams should probably not be bending. But I'm not surprised that Pfizer owns something that turned out to be completely harmful. I mean, it's just interesting. From the outside, it looked like they were completely normal or just a regular place to live. But when you go inside, it's a death trap.
I will say that they had this. I think also has a nice commentary on New York City with Zohran Mamdani, right? Where you're like he's still got the smiling face. He's still grinning to the camera, making his silly viral videos. Oh, we're gonna freeze rent with a big smile, and everyone says, "Oh, that's funny. What a funny guy. He's gonna freeze the rent." And then over time, obviously, it takes time for socialism to ruin a community. But over time, what you will see is the living conditions go down, crime will go up, inflation will go up. All the things that you'd expect out of a city being run by a socialist will happen. It just takes some time. But the smile's still there.
It hasn't taken much time, though. Have you noticed that? It's not even there yet, and it's pretty awful.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who I'm actually going to see next week who live in New York. I asked them because they're conservative people, but like I don't get the sense that they're necessarily, on the verge of moving out of the city yet, right? There, at some point, I think there will be that point where it's like, you just can't even stay here anymore. You got to get out. You got to run away.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not going to leave as long as vigilantes there to clean up all the Muslim nonsense coming from the mayor's office. But if that ever goes away, then maybe they might want to move. But thank goodness, vigilantes out there taking out the trash.
I will say my favorite part of this was, like Armie Hammer, after seeing Citizen Vigilante, said he couldn't believe the way it came off. He was very disappointed. He cried, legitimately cried for an hour after watching the movie. He did say for the right price he would do Citizen Vigilante 2, though.
Of course he would. No one's offered him anything. He was into cannibal porn or something. I don't even know what the guy did. It was pretty weird. Yeah. But yeah, there's no way he's not saying yes to something. He was probably crying because nobody's ever gotten that many death threats in a matter of like 2 minutes.
That's the way it works. Okay.
I can't help but keep going back to it. It's just so funny to me.
I know. I really need to watch it now. I really do have to watch it just to experience it in all of its glory. Maybe when we come back after vacation, Dave, we'll go over a full review of Citizen Vigilante. So keep your notes.
Just say you're secretly cheering because you like the cinematography.
All right, back in a second. If you're going to spend $20 or $30 on something, taking a chance isn't really a big deal. Worst case, you made a bad purchase and you move on. What are you going to do? Buying a house, however, is not that. It is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. And it's one of those purchases that, when you have the right expert in your corner, can literally save you thousands and thousands of dollars, not to mention a whole lot of stress. That's why Glenn Beck started realestateagentsitrust.com. Instead of just picking a name off the internet or off a bus bench, who's underneath the homeless person. When they roll over, you get to see the phone number. No. You go and get to the best agent you can possibly find that's been carefully vetted for their knowledge, their integrity, and their track record. Whether you're buying your first home, whether you're selling the one you're in, if you're doing both at the same time, whatever it is, you'll have somebody who's looking out for the interests of you and your family every step of the way. Real estate is complicated enough without wondering whether you've picked the right agent. That's why when you're planning a move, you need realestateagentsitrust.com. It's the one decision that can make all the others a lot easier. And it's a free service to you. Realestateagentsitrust.com. It's realestateagentsitrust.com. Look, you've been thinking about it for a long time. You've heard us whine about it. You've heard us ask you over and over and over again. Just pull the trigger. Just do it. BlazeTV.com/StuandDave. Use the code StuandDave. You get $20 off your subscription. I think you'll really appreciate the subscription. You appreciate being involved in the community, all the great programming we have here as well. And not to mention, it's a pretty serious thing. We got a big election coming up. It's important that there's actual coverage of it that isn't insane. So go to blazetv.com/StuandDave. Code is StuandDave. Some comments from you. This is a fair one, and it hits me. It hits me where I live. At this point, just ask Taco Bell for a sponsorship. Stu, I think I've heard you bring it up in literally every episode I've seen. This is fair, Dave. I do talk about Taco Bell a lot. And the worst part about it is when I make a joke about Taco Bell on the air, I then almost like, battered wife syndrome. And you go and you buy your wife roses after you've hit her a few times. I feel like that with Taco Bell.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Everyone understands that. I feel like that with Taco Bell. I comment about it, and then on the way home, I'm like, I feel bad now. I need to stop by. So then I just get fatter and fatter and fatter. So it's not a healthy relationship.
Look, every time you bring it up, I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. So I'm not here to say that they shouldn't sponsor us. I'm here to say they should because they're going to get genuine people who like their product.
Yes, seriously. I freaking love Taco Bell. Anyway, this is also from Kitty. She says, I live in Phoenix. This is from the DoorDash robots we talked about earlier in the week. Those robots are all over the place. People tip them over, spray paint them. Everyone hates them. It's urban cow tipping, but with robots. I could see that being an actual thing. I have to check that out in Phoenix. But I
think that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's how they should be treated.
Go see Dave Landau, DaveLandau.com. DaveLandau.com, get your tickets. We will see you in a week. Have a great summer vacation, hopefully.